finally here!
Oh my god. Let us bathe in perfection. The Emperor's children are here!
Look at it!
What a wonderful box. What a wonderful book. You would have seen all of this yesterday when we went through the Emperor's Children Codex. A very good time was had. Today's video, we're going to be going through... In today's video, we're going to be going through the range and the Emperor's Children army box that GW kindly sent to us. Thank you very much, Mr. Jones Workshop.
Yeah, boy better know that...
better know. Solid start. Good.
When the UPS man was in my drive, I was like that Snow White meme, package.
Yeah, package.
At the window, like, leave it there.
Step away from the box. We have some thoughts. We've been through, we've painted, you probably would have seen some pictures on Instagrams and stuff yesterday.
There'll be plenty of pictures in this video as well.
Oh, yes, for sure. B-roll, pictures, you name it, we've got it. This has been a long time coming. We've been waiting for Emperor's Children minis for ages.
How long have people been talking about our Emperor's Children coming?
I think at least... I mean, I joined the hobby again like 4 years ago. I think at least since then.
I'm pretty sure in 8th... I remember hearing about Emperor's Children potentially being a thing before I heard about World Eaters being a thing.
Oh, well, there you go then.
So this has been a long time coming.
As it was written, Muad'Dib.
It's Muad'Dib.
It's not Muad'Dib. No, I'm not going to touch the bait. It's fine. This has been a long time coming for this range, and for an army box, I think it's safe to say that
this is the best army box ever.
I mean, crazy.
I'll fight you on that.
It's a very, very good start.
Don't make me a full Mothra on you.
Okay. So beginning, we've got a Lord Exultant.
Chef's kiss.
Wowzers. We'll go through all of these kits and we'll talk about our experience with them, like the building and the painting and all of those other bits. But just from aesthetics alone, what a start.
There's no words. He is just perfection.
Perfection incarnate.
I mean, I gave mine a bigger base, as is my right.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like your speed anyway. Let's make them bigger and taller and wider.
We have the cork.
We can rebuild. It also comes with loads of options. Loads of options.
Yeah, and that's a theme across all of the kits in this box. Bits for days.
Yes, yeah. Even... let's just jump straight in. So the Noise Marines are on 40mm bases. The Infractors and your main sort of chaff units are on 32s. I initially thought that there would be some sort of size difference so that you couldn't utilise the switching of the bits within the box. But that's not the case.
No, they are like boxing stance Space Marines, the Noise Marines. Their feet like planted in the floor.
Yes.
Straight-legged.
But versatile, which is the most important.
The Noise Marines are incredible.
Why? Tell them why.
So we saw them all in the pictures and everyone was like, oh, these are amazing. And then you build them and then you get to choose the bits that go on them. There are so many head options for Noise Marines. It's insane. I
don't know. So the Noise Marine options, that the helmeted ones specifically, I thought were quite squat. They're kind of like little fat bowling ball heads.
I love that.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that your vibe?
Yeah, so for the two that I built the ones like that, the ones that have got the squash nose and the Phil Mitchell heads, like the
I don't know.
The bold. So I really like them, and I really like the plume heads.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of plumes in this box.
Yeah,
a lot of plumes.
Plumes and beakies. If you're into that, you're just set.
Yeah, we'll get onto that with the Infractor kit generally anyway. Beakies is certainly a theme, specifically with the model build, let alone just the aesthetics of the helmets. But yeah, it's been a right old time. The one thing we did want to try and include, as we will obviously see through this video, is going at it from like a bit of from two stances, I guess. So you've gone with a very different colour scheme, and I panicked, did something very left field, wasn't sure if I like it. It was sort of like that James Acaster meme where he's like, started making it, had a breakdown, bon appetit. And so that's where I was sort of at with this kit. But
we'll talk about that more in the painting section. Back to the Noise Marines. What did you make of them?
Let's just go straight into build. So building the Noise Marines, I thought was very fun, quite I suppose similar to Havocs. Anybody that's built CSM Havocs before,
I think they're
similar
built
but chunkier.
They're a bit of a Havoc base, I think.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, like they're both on 40 mils, which is fine. It's just like they feel very Havoc-y. So like a major glow up from their old kit, which is great. Like as far as the transition is concerned, like you're doing phenomenally well. My it's not an issue. I suppose I was just like, they're all very samey. They're all, I don't know. Like I wanted to really like them, and like don't get me wrong, the bits and the available, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was all fine.
You're just neggy.
I'm not being neggy. I've waited for Emperor's Children for a long time, and I said the glow up is great. It's phenomenal, but I think because
there's no glow up. The glow up, of course, is phenomenal. You remember the old ones?
All 6 Noise Marines in a kit are essentially the same. The only versatility you have as far as exchanging stuff is concerned is either shoulder pads and heads. That's it.
I'll agree there. However, there is the caveat of what more versatility do you want? Like the Blastmaster and all of the sonic weapons, they're chunky. Like there isn't going to be much movement in them. What do you want?
I don't know. Like my
just cut them up. That's what you're going to do anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, but I think I find this. I found it with Havocs as well. I suppose what's nice about the Chaos Havoc kit is that you can have like a bit of versatility amongst it, and obviously in a Noise Marine kit you're going to have I don't know, Blastmasters and sonic weaponry and stuff. Like I get it. Like I do get it. I just couldn't help but feel when I was building it and painting it that I was like, this is cool. But just, is it a bit mid?
No, I wholeheartedly disagree.
That's fine. Like, you're entitled to your opinion, and if anything, I endorse it and support it. That's fine. You can think what you want. That's just my experience.
I don't know. I think if I ever see 18 of them together, maybe the poses might look a bit samey.
Sure. The one thing I did want to really include with the Noise Marines was the bear heads. Like, as I think I just mentioned a second ago, like the little squat heads for Noise Marines, I don't like. I think they're just a bit like, meh. And like sort of like Centurion heads from the Space Marine kit. Yeah. They're just sort of like, I don't know, I wasn't vibing with it at all. So giving the bear heads, I think you'll see from the picture that we put up just now, I went with like almost like the big like cow horns coming around, super demonic, and I was like, this slaps. I was like, I think this is really fun. And I think that's definitely a theme throughout this kit. Everything that's got bear heads is either super psychotic, something straight out of Borderlands or something. Yeah. And they really sort of do sort of translate as these psychotic, druggy, I don't know, overhyped killers. And I'm like, you know what, I vibe with this. We've talked enough about Noise Marines. We've talked enough about I don't know, squat heads and all that sort of nonsense. Let's go straight to the Infractor kit. So this is a bit of a 1-2 punch because you can either have bolters or you can have some close combat nightmares.
There's a plasma gun in there as well.
There is a plasma gun, sure. And a melter. To be fair, the options is like, I don't know, the Chaos Space Marine kit on roids, really.
I wouldn't say it's on roids. I'd say those steroids have taken steroids and then they've had them because these sprues are insanely populated with just bits.
There's just gubbins for days.
There is so many gourmet heads on the Infractor sprues, whips.
Oh yeah, for the Obsessionists. Which also, whoever decided to call them Obsessionists for leading these teams, oh, good golly. Well done to you. Yeah. Wow, what a time. The one thing I did find when I was building them is that they are specifically designed, if you've built the Age of Darkness box set, if you've built Mark 6 Marines, it is the same basic principles. So when I was cutting them off the sprue, I was like, this seems very familiar. It feels like I've done all these steps before. Almost pose for pose the same. I understand that GW copy CAD files and whatever, and they sort of like rinse and repeat system. I get it.
Yeah, it works smarter, not harder.
But it's like Mark 6, but just really, 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 really detailed. And it's just like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. So if you wanted to have, let's say, I don't know, some super psycho post-heresy mashup between Mark 6 Marines and these kits, you certainly can.
Yeah, you could have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you can really make some very, very fun kits. So bear that in mind when you're building them. They're almost exactly the same size and shape, but just with extra bits and gubbins and stuff.
So with the Infractors and Tormentors, there is only 2 poses. There is only 5 poses though.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you build a squad of 10, 2 of them do have the same pose. However, it's not a problem when you see how many extra bits you stick to them. You won't
Yeah.
you won't notice that they're in the same pose because
You can distract
the
yourself with
arms, like the different angles, it's just legs.
that. For sure. And I
They're
think
similar.
it's nice that you've got the mix of the two as well, and knowing that you can have them in groups of 5. So let's say in this box you get 20 in total.
Yeah.
So you can have, I don't know, 4 groups of 5 infractors or 4 groups of 5 tormentors, and you can do what you want really depending on the rules that is your preference, or obviously whatever you think is cool, because rule are cool. Hilariously, we both went for infractors. We both went for
We probably should have talked about that. You probably should have built a different one.
I didn't want to, and you didn't either.
No.
There you go then. I don't know. I like the idea of the rules for the tormentors. I like the gun options and stuff, but it still just felt like Chaos Space.
My thing was the reason I went with the close combat ones is because it opened the chest up for painting.
Sure.
So I could really dial in that side of it.
Yeah.
Whereas when you've got the things that go across the chest, it's harder to dial the scheme in. I find.
Yeah, I get that.
Because the gun, like when you're doing like highlights with an airbrush or something, for example, like the gun will take all of it. You'll paint the gun and go, oh, where's the highlight on that tiny bit of chest gone?
I don't know. I just wanted the cool swords, because that's what it's about for the infractors.
So, yeah,
it's if you like whips and swords and tiny bolt pistols that you don't really care about. I don't know. For most of the minis in this range, I just went akimbo swords, and then with one of the obsessionists, I went with akimbo whips just to trial something.
Can you imagine that? It's like the rope guy in the gym.
It was just like, oh yeah, they're like battle ropes. But yeah, no, really enjoyed the kit. Had a great time. How did you find painting them?
So I found it dead easy, but I think this might be because I know how to paint pink.
Sure.
Because my Drakari army is already like a magenta-y pink. And I think I seem to have gone on this weird thing where like the harder colours I know how to paint. Like I know how to paint yellow, and I know how to paint pink, but I still can't paint red very well.
Yeah, you've mastered the advanced colours.
It's
time to
the basics.
Going back to basics is the tricky bit.
They are an absolute joy to paint.
Yeah.
Every single miniature in this range, in the box,
We haven't got to the other bits yet.
yeah, is a joy to paint. Like you'll put paint on the infractors or tormentors, and they come to life very quick. I think it's because the one reason I really enjoyed painting these over normal CSM is there is not as much trim.
No.
There is still trim, however, it doesn't go all round every single panel. It's either on the top and the bottom, or there's a little, like if it's the Noise Marines, there's just a bit on the corner. There isn't. It's not everywhere.
Yeah, it's sort of that sweet spot between, as mentioned, Mark 6 and then CS, and then Chaos Space Marines, which is quite cool. And I think considering you went all in on Night Lords, and then you've sort of refrained, and then you've gone all in again on EC, but now you're looking at it and gone, actually, this is far more manageable.
Yeah, because there's less things to get paint on.
Yeah, I get it.
Some of them have obviously got bits of skin taped to legs and arms, which is
super cool.
super macabre.
Yeah, real big fan.
Yeah, that was very cool. But yeah, there's just less trim, and for me that was a joy because it meant I could spend time getting the gradient on the panels, not having to go, oh, I need to pull that down slightly because that's a bit of trim that I'll end up covering up.
Sure. And I mean, for your scheme specifically, you obviously went hella saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about that. What pinks did you use? Because I think that's probably going to be a talking point both in the comments.
In the B-roll, there is the pinks I used for my tone of pink. So when I sat down to paint, I was like, right, I want a baseline of magenta-y pink, like a hot pink, and then the normal pale pink of the box art on the top of that. And then a transition between that looks super demonic and kind of synth-wavy if you're into that. So having that gradient between the two was so fun to do.
Nice.
And then obviously there's edge highlights and stuff. And then the black trim really sets it apart.
It's that harsh contrast again, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's green in there as well. Like, what's really fun is I think it goes with the theme of the army. If this is any other army, there is no way you could get away with hot pink, green, and black all on the same miniature. But you put them on these, it seems to work.
Yeah, it is really, really cool. And I think the electric, like really like stark pink, collectively for the Force. I think obviously now you've got...
If I ever did a Land Raider in this tone of pink. My God, the Venga boys come to town.
Yeah, it'd be very, very fun. I think seeing an army of that size and stature, helmed by Fulgrim, that would probably be nursing some of that pink, would just be wicked. And I feel like that's probably the start of your next like big hobby project, I assume. Maybe. More on that later. But yeah.
What's really funny though is if you put the miniatures I've painted next to the ones that you painted.
Yeah, very different.
Yours almost look black and white because
Yeah.
you've gone like the super like grimdarky, not saturated, and then mine are there like yeah. We are all colour.
I'll be honest, I winged this to the point where I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Just roll with it. The one thing I did want to try and capture with the kit bashing element specifically was how well it integrated with CSM bits. So on the one Obsessionist with the double whips, I've got a raptor head, I think from the Chaos Space Marine Raptor kit, and I thought that was quite fun. Trying to mix different 40k heads within the Chaos remit, I thought was quite hard. Khorne off the table. I tried it with a Berserker head, and it just looked a bit rubbish, like one of the bold heads.
It looked exactly what you think it looked like. It looked like some weird guy had just gone, I'm going to think a cool Berserker helmet to Emperor's Children just because I can.
Well, it wasn't. No, I mean that hurt, but it was more just like a bold head just screaming, and it felt, because he's like grinning, it felt very Emperor's Children, but I don't think it was as dark enough as I wanted it to be. So utilising the raptor head, I was like, it's a fun little like mix in, and I thought it was like okay, but I think it's just because it's a more of a smooth design. There's not really lots of hard edges, and sort of fits in with that sleek aesthetic. Then with the other Obsessionist, I went totally off-piste. I used the backpack from the Dark Apostle kit. That I think really works very well.
Really cool. I mean, it's an expensive backpack to buy.
Yeah, it was a bit dumb, but I mean, it came from the gift at Christmas. And I'm using the rest of the kit for another model in a video coming up soon, which is very cool. More on that later. And then the head is actually from the Legion Praetor from Horus Heresy. That's been in my bits box since Age of Darkness came out 3 years ago.
Oh, it's not a resin one then?
No, it's not the resin one.
You haven't gone full smooth brain?
No, I haven't gone full smooth brain, but it's been in my bits box for 3 years, and I was like, oh, one day I'll get to use this and I'll know what it's for. And as soon as I built the Obsessionist, I was like, oh my God. And it's like that sort of, I don't know, random bit of wood you got in your shed and it's been there for years. You're like, oh my God, I've finally got a use for it. And then you like run outside. Yeah, it felt a bit like that. So yeah, really, really like it. Like the aesthetic, and obviously the little rebreather thing he's got on certainly fits the Emperor's Children vibe, which is wicked.
Speaking of heads, my favourite thing of this range is that this head is a head.
Finally.
Like, there's been in a few codexes, there's been some really cool like nods and helmets, but then they're not real bits. Whereas the fact that that is a bit.
Yeah.
The true representation of it is for the Flawless Blades, but there is a cut down version of it, if you were, for the Infractors and Tormentors, and my God. Stick that grill on the front of it. It's just so cool.
Yeah, I really, really chuffed actually with the amount of versatility there is, and I think it, to be fair, it's a lot to be said for the Flawless Blades and then the other characters that we're due to get in the coming months. Oh, brother.
Imagine Lucius in my like synthwave pink.
It would be very cool.
I think I really enjoy painting bold colours.
I think that's it.
Like, as soon as I put that pink tone down, I sent you a picture and was like, it's working!
Yeah, I think you had a much more enjoyable time than I did. Because I'll be honest, I saw Kieran do the pink and black and I was like, that's really good, I'm not going to do that. I was like, I don't want to compete with that, that's really, really good.
Where'd you land on your purple trim?
So the first one I did, I was like, this is absolutely chaotic and I think I hate it. But after 3, and they're all just very disjointed but similar colours, I'm like, yeah, I'm actually vibing with this. It's sort of like a muted pink and like lilac, but I think it's very fun. And with the contrast with the orange base and like the blue and red OSL kicking about on them, I was like, yeah, I think this is quite cool. And I think I did the 2 Obsessionists first, and I was like, oh, I have to try a Noise Marine to see where that's at. And I think I prefer the pink and the purple contrast on that more.
What did you do differently?
It's just there's more of it. There's just more body.
Okay.
So there was like more, I don't know, of the colour to paint. A little bit more trim, slightly more, but I just think that's because of the surface area. And it's also balancing the black from the end of the gun and then the backpack as well. So I don't know, it's throwing a bit more diversity as far as colour is concerned on there. So, but yeah, no, I really, really did enjoy it. I would like to paint some more at some point anyway, but...
Well, you're supposed to be doing an army of them.
I mean, I'll do it in my own time. I'm not doing it for YouTube, so I got time.
That means never.
Yeah, no, it doesn't mean never. It doesn't mean never at all. Yeah, I'm close to finishing Tau now, so I should have some free time, and it'll be one of those things like slow burn. I'll just get to it eventually.
Slow burn because you're actually starting another army that isn't Ember's Children. Well, I can honestly see you coming round to my house in like 4 months' time with Emperor's Children kits that you've either purchased or acquired and gone, I'm not doing anything with these.
So it's interesting with the rest of the range, actually. I think it's probably we should touch on that. Fulgrim, I'm not that jazzed about.
Actually, I'm fully jazzed.
So I am full jazzed. So I think from my interpretation anyway, you're going to probably helm the 40k Fulgrim and I'll do the Ascended one.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool, and we will do that for a video just as a comparison. Just because I think it'd be really cool to see them both side by side. Because there's been lots of like pictures on the internet of obviously people have got preferences. Personally, I prefer the 40k one. I think there's so much potential in him. I can't wait to see how big he is as well. Like,
it will come down to people's interpretation of the mini, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it always does.
Yeah, because the gold,
I'm not sold on the gold, so
no.
If I ever get to paint Fulgrim, he's going to get synthwave pink armour.
I mean, that would be really cool though. Yeah, with the black trim and stuff. I think that will be really, really fun. The
only trouble is, if I ever did that I don't know how I would paint the body. Because the snake tail thing would be just lost against that pink.
Well, and the black, to be fair. It's not like you can go super... I mean, you'd have to go super pallid. Like super... Yeah, it'd have almost like white face and skin. Like a really like sickly skin colour.
Yeah, so like all of the dead fleshy bits of mine I've done in like a necrotic flesh, not a warm tone as in like they've just been put on there. Like these guys have been dragging this bit of skin round for 10,000 years.
Oh, that's gross. It's like Death Guard vibes.
Yeah.
Not into that.
I'm going to say this now. We haven't got all of it out yet, but I already think this is the best Chaos Space Marine range of them all. And it's already small.
I don't think it's better than CSM. I really like them. Don't get me wrong. I think that the bits are great, but I think that it's suffering with what World Eaters did at the beginning. World Eaters is a really beautiful range. The bits are great. The minis are great, but there's just not enough. And I think that currently we've got one basic battle line unit. We've got 2 elites in the face of Noise Marines, and then your Flawless Blades. You've got 3 heroes with a Lord Exultant. 4 heroes. Lord Exultant, Fulgrim, Lucius, and then the Lord Cacophony. And I think that's a really solid start. I just don't think it's enough to overtake CSM just yet. I think there are some really like incredible units in here, and I think they are beautiful. But
okay, I'll wind it back slightly. It's the best of the God aligned ranges, and that's a really hard save for me because I still love Morty. I still love Blight Lord Terminator, but these are just... Maybe I just really like pink.
I think it's pink. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's pink.
I should paint Death Guard pink.
I mean, I'd paint them blue. They do it on this channel at this point. I think, to be honest, it certainly has the bones for that now. I'm quite excited to see what they'll do. I'm sure in like a few years' time or a couple of years' time with a kill team kit, like a maybe more like specialist unit again. Yeah. Some more like fleshing out, but also, as you mentioned, painting a party bus in that synthwave pink. The CSM, the limited CSM units you can put in this book, I think will make for a very fun time for any hobbyists anyway. So, yeah, we'll see.
I think, I've been looking through that range and just going, that'll look great in pink. That would look great in pink. That would look great in pink.
So, the general consensus, everything looks good in pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. What are you excited to paint next? After this box is sort of like said and done, you've done some Noise Marines and you've done some more Infractors or whatever? What's next on the cards?
Truthfully, depending on, we don't know when any of it's coming out, but I'd like to hit Fulgrim next. Well, I'd like to
Next?
Yeah.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, full EC, but I don't think he's anywhere near coming out. So
Yeah, I think we've still got. Well, it's normally like 6 week break, isn't it? 6
Yeah.
weeks. So
I think next in these, I'd like to paint Fulgrim. But in terms of my next painting project, I don't know, because everything I look at now, I'm like, well, it's not going to be saturated pink.
no, it's not. That's
This basically looks black and white.
That's a killer, isn't it? Because you've gone from Krieg, which is like deprived of colour and emotion, to
Yeah.
oh my god!
I have all of the colours.
Yeah, it is just ridiculous. So, I mean, maybe that's the yin and yang that you needed.
Yeah. Hopefully, everybody that wanted to buy one manages to get one, because I think
one, yeah.
this is going to be a popular launch box.
Oh, for sure.
It's one of the best, if not the best, army launch sets to come out. I think the only one that maybe pips it is the Sisters one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just on the art on the box for that alone. Speaking of art on the box, I'm all about this.
They had a great time. Yeah, for sure.
This art, whatever GW's doing in the art department now, and this also applies to the book, keep it going.
Yeah, keep going, please.
Whoever's doing it, give them a raise.
Yeah, it's nice seeing some more macabre 40k units again. That's nice. I thought we were all lost after KTS. it was all downhill from here.
I didn't even know what he said. I was too busy looking at what they are.
That makes sense. And it seems like a perfect way to finish as well. So if you've got some plans for the new Emperor's Children range, if you liked the video yesterday and the video today, please drop us a like and a sub. That would be absolutely wonderful. Comment down below what you're going to be painting first. Did you buy one box? Did you buy many? Are you insane? Did you buy an entire army? Using the affiliate links down below. We would love you immensely. Thank you to this huge list of Kierans on the left-hand side.
All of the Kieran obsessionists.
You are the Emperor's children, both of us, collective. 2 Emperors. What do you know? But yeah, no, we love you immensely. No, not yet. More shilling. Thanks so much. You guys mean the world to us. We love you very dearly. And if you'd like to add your name onto that list, be sure to click the links down below and become a member and join us on Discord. And
keep an eye out on socials for, I mean, there'll have been loads of pictures in this video, but going to be pictures for days, because
more pictures.
There are a lot of minis in this box.
Lots of stuff, lots of things, as always. Peace and love. Thank you, bye.